Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Loving Goliath, a show where we discuss how to love the monster within. I'm Willow Smith, and I'm here with my dad and co-host, Trainer Ben Smith. Here on that side, Trainer Ben Smith. Good morning, Trainer Ben Smith. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm also good. You know what? I'm very happy actually because one of the things I always wish for is snow for my birthday. I don't know that the snow will persist until my birthday, but I'm taking this massive dump of snow we just got as my birthday snow. So I'm very, very, very happy actually. I got my one birthday wish and I'm pleased.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. You're funny that way. I'm just like I think the snow is pretty, but it's like it's kind of a pain in the ass. But I do think it's pretty. It's nice when you don't have to go out in it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean it's yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I have a lot of good memories of playing in the snow with friends and stuff and um I stocked up the first day it started to snow. I was like, all right, this might be it. So I stocked up, I got ready, and you know, you just hunker down, watch some cozy movies, and hang out if you can.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it's exactly it. I got my nice hot tea and my
Cheers.
nice hot big tea.
Your gigantic tea.
It's actually not even tea. It's lemon water, hot lemon water.
So we just started the episode and you're already lying.
Pretty much. I mostly lie. I mostly lie. Well, whatever it takes to make myself sound better.
It's true. As soon as we get off the podcast, he's like, "Go ahead now." Da, da, da.
Frag, 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 frag.
Yeah,
Do that
it's like,
loving crap. Bah, bah, bah.
yeah. He's like, "You're no daughter of mine."
You're a bum. You're a bum.
Yeah, I'm sure we've told that story, but yes, my
Actually, it's
father's.
funny. I just finished this morning writing it like the three little scenes for a little everyday guy mini kind of video that we're doing. So they were kind of in the boxing gym and in the boxing ring, and it didn't say "Come on, you're a bomb, Rob," but something like that.
Something similar.
Something
Wow,
similar.
that
Yeah,
sounds very exciting and like something we can all look forward to. I haven't even seen anything, so
I
viewers,
know.
you and I will be in the same boat there.
I did a little script this morning.
Ooh, that's very exciting.
I gotta say, I love script writing. I love it's my favorite form of writing.
I Yeah, we've talked about that. You're definitely script writing is your thing, which I think a lot of people that's not a common favorite writing style, I don't think. So it's
Mm.
interesting.
I like it just because it's so visual. Like you don't, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, this is what you're seeing. Describe what somebody's seeing. Now this is what's happening. Describe what's happening. Like whereas novels are much more like the feeling. What this is what somebody's feeling. This is what they're experiencing. But you have to express all that visually in script writing, and I like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's very you. I like it. How exciting. So I'm not entirely sure how to tie script writing and you're a bum into what we wanted to talk about today. So aside from my like normally very smooth segues, and I will not take any criticism on my segues, um, I know today we wanted to kind of talk about like the power of having inner stability and being able to weather storms with that stability. Um, can you share when we talk about inner stability, let's start there. When we talk about inner stability, can you define what we're actually talking about?
Well, I just think being grounded, just within yourself, just you being a grounded person, not really worrying too much about what the world outside of you thinks or everybody's opinion of you or other people's judgment. So just being grounded within yourself so that you can make your own decisions in the world just based on like what feels right to you, right?
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. It's so funny. Like we just started watching Love Island, my guy and I, and it's like watching aliens. Like it's so strange, but seeing how confident and like just like grounded some of these people are, and definitely not all of them, definitely not most of them, but some of them just stand out and you're like, you're so peaceful with yourself. Just to have that kind of peace with who you are and what's going on with you is really amazing to me, because I don't have that, and I think a lot of us don't have that, the ability to go like, you know what, I have my flaws, I have my like good qualities, but what's going on around me and what people think about me does not rock my boat. I'm not going to let it rock my boat, and that's that, right? Like I
Mm.
so admire that quality in people.
Yeah, I think there's such a spectrum of how people come about that or don't, right? Or what their struggle is. I mean, I think everybody can develop it, but some people are born in nurturing families and nurturing environments and situations, and they just have a predisposed um, personality or whatever to just kind of be like that, right? But I would say the majority of people have to kind of earn it a little bit, earn it. And I think the way to do that is through practicing, making it a priority. That's why we always talk about self-assurance. You got to build it, right? And again, I don't say you have to build it. I mean, if your life is great and like you've been nurtured all along for that, then that's awesome. And I can't wait till the day when everybody in the world is like that. But that's not the world we live in right now. Right now, I think most people have to just kind of, you know what, make it a priority. And I got to do the work. I got to commit to it. I got to commit to writing in my journal and reflecting and finding those things and making sense of whatever's going on in my life or whatever the problems are, and making notes of the victories and the moments that went really well, and try to kind of see, okay, how can I repeat that? And that's the process, right? For getting that, for most people, for getting that kind of real internal peace so that you can face life because you have confidence, right?
Hmm. Yeah, it sounds like this stability is definitely about like being prepared to exist in the world exactly as you are without swaying. Like, yeah, again, like without letting other things rock your boat, other people, other circumstances, right? And yeah, I definitely think it's something that we all kind of, not all, but a lot of us overlook, and a lot of us don't have that reflection, the ability to kind of like, our lives just kind of pass us by. And we've talked about this in a couple episodes, I think, but just the fact that, your life goes by so quickly when you're not paying attention. And like I've brought up my work bestie, who was a major journalist, still is, but like her ability to recount like how she's changed in the year, what she liked, what she didn't like, how she's developing as a person, like it's so admirable. And it's just another reason why journaling is such a good tool to do this, because you're able to, instead of like everything kind of melting into each other and going like, I don't know what day it is, I don't know who I was yesterday, I don't know how I felt about that, you can kind of look back and go, oh yeah, today was actually a really good day. Like actually today was a really good week, or like this was a really good week, and actually I have grown a lot, and actually I am doing a lot better than I thought I was. Just being able to see where you've come from makes the vision of where you're going seem that much less difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're going up a mountain and you're here and you're seeing all the way up, you're like, oh, damn, that's a big climb. But even if you're here and you're seeing all the way up, you might be like, that's a big climb. But if you don't look back, you don't realize you're halfway there. Like you have to have the perspective of both ways, how far you have to go, but also how far you've already come.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how people don't journal. I don't. I actually, to me, it's like almost baffling that people are like they don't see the point of it. They don't. They think it's a waste of time, whatever. And it's just like I don't understand. But again, I mean, if life, and we talked about this before, if you haven't been pushed hard enough in life where you're going like, oh, that's it, I can't live like this anymore. I need to figure this stuff out. Then maybe it's just like, oh, well, I'd like to, let's just kind of like exercise. I'd like to work out because I'm 20 pounds overweight, but it's like, uh, whatever. Tomorrow's another day. Whereas, like, if you're like like sick and dying, and the doctor tells you, you know, you're gonna have a heart attack if you don't do something like right now. Well, okay, now there's some urgency. Now it really matters. I think it's the same thing with mental health and journaling. Like it's such a huge tool that everybody could benefit if they learn how to do it properly. Um, but again, you have to have that sense of urgency, I guess. But I for and again, that's kind of my gift is because I needed to figure out like who's answering my questions. Nobody's answering my questions. I got to figure it out for myself. Well, pen and
Yeah.
paper. Let's do this. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, even some people don't even respond to urgency. Like some people can know that things need to change, can know that what they're doing is hurting them and the people around them. And even that, it's like, how am I supposed to do this? How do you like, how am I supposed to do this? Right. Like it can just seem so overwhelming. Um, that even that sense of urgency, I'm sure for some people like grandpa, when he got his diagnosis of diabetes, he was like, okay, I'm gonna fix it. And he went and fixed it, right? Like you just do it. Some people are like, I don't know how to do that. I'm scared, whatever, whatever. And it doesn't happen, even though that urgency is there. It's like, even if there is urgency, even if you do hit rock bottom, which like hopefully you don't, you need to want that. You need to want it. Like you can't just rely on it being like on expecting it to become unbearable. Don't wait for it to become unbearable. Because even if it does, you might still be like, I don't know what to do, right?
Well, I got to say that's what again, not trying to sell anything, but again, that's why I think the everyday guide journal that is available is so great because I basically have walked people through the basics of journaling, of this
Yeah.
proactive journaling, so that people are proactively getting their mindset right. They're learning some. It's very simple. I've given some cues. I've given some prompts. I've given some questions for people to ask themselves that are all basically proactive. I mean, definitely to help people navigate struggles that they may be facing, but a lot of it is proactive, right? So it's like if you're in the problem, or even if you haven't really faced a lot of problems at this moment, getting in the habit now in the simple way that I've laid out for you is going to prepare you. It's going to prepare you moving forward. You can't but help but benefit from it, from this
Mm-hmm.
journaling. And because it's so easy and I've laid it out for people, I think when people kind of get in the groove of it, it's like going to be just a lifelong habit because it's so enjoyable, right? Like what could be more enjoyable than actually like sitting back and like, yeah, what was a time when I felt really great? Oh yeah, yeah, and then writing it down, getting to experience it again, right? But that's
Mm-hmm.
great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I do agree. And again, on the same vein, like not trying to be like, well, this is so great because XYZ. But I will say, like, all of my coworkers, so my journaling, my work bestie, she's off traveling the world now. But when she left, all of us were like, oh, like, yeah, we're gonna miss her, da 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 da. And like, oh, it was so cute how she was always journaling. And everybody in the room was like, I would love to get into journaling, but I don't know how. Like, I want to do it. I find it so like cool and fun that she did that, but I don't know how to get into it. To have a facilitated journal that's like, you don't know how to journal, that's fine. Let's journal together. And then by the time you're done with this book, you can you can give us suggestions for the next one, for when the next one comes out, or you can do your own. You can buy your own like blank journal if you're at that place and do your own journaling, right? Like to have a facilitated experience without needing to sit down with someone and be like, okay, talk about your feelings now, talk about this. Like, yeah, if you don't know where to start, having facilitation from somebody is amazing, right? And yeah, it's just another tool in, overcoming these hardships by having that stability and having the like groundedness in yourself.
Yeah, well, again, you know, I mean, I think so many people they kind of live these lives of quiet desperation, but I think if you know, eventually, sooner or later, if somebody gets to a point where it's like I can't take this anymore, you're gonna have to find answers for yourself. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to journal, but it's just so much easier to focus and keep your focus and stay on point and all these kinds of things, things that I don't do on the podcast so much, staying on point. But yeah, it's just, I don't know what else to say. But anyways, the most important thing I think is I mean, what are we talking about here? Creating internal peace to confront external chaos. And here's another little story, right? Because again, you remember we've talked about this before, but remember, like I said, with that burning boat that I went and kind of pulled to shore or whatever, things like that. That, like, if you have internal peace, you're not afraid of outcomes, right?
Mm,
It makes you, I don't want to say heroic, but you keep things in much better perspective because you're at peace with the process a lot more. You start to move towards being at peace with the process of what life is all about, so that you can kind of, you're so solid that you're not afraid of consequences so much, as long as you know in your heart that you're doing the right thing. It's just everything about it, everything about self-assurance and doing whatever it takes to get that self-assurance is beneficial, not just to you, but everybody you love and the whole world. Everybody benefits by you doing that.
hmm. So I know we've talked a lot about the journal, and I just want to kind of bring it back a little bit. So we've talked about the journal. Are there other tools that people can use to get to that internal peace, to get to that place that we're kind of talking about?
Well, I think reflecting is a good
Mm,
thing. Reflecting, just daydreaming and imagining, and like like as far as tools, I mean, there's various tools, but on an internal kind of basis, like something that everybody could do, just simply focusing on love,
mm,
simply focusing on love every chance you get, love for, people, love for your family, love for the world, love for whatever you do, love for your passion, whether it's rollerblading or boxing or knitting or crocheting or whatever it is. Love for your passion, love for life, love for animals. Love is one of those things that always kind of brings you closer to that place of self-assurance and peace, that kind of becomes a doorway towards um, being able to confront chaos with calm, easy, steady, um, just sense of well-being, right? So focusing on, I always think people should focus on love, and the most important love to focus on, because you always have it, is well, one of the most is your own love. I
yeah.
mean, I think love for um, for humanity is probably, and God, if you believe in God or spirituality or a higher power, I think that's amazing, but and probably the ideal. But everybody can find ways to love themselves or love their experiences or whatever. If you can do that, it's going to branch out to other things, and again, it's going to give you that stability to deal with chaos, so that no matter what is going on around you, you're going to be able to be just be solid within it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's kind of like building up you're building up an internal mental framework to be able to, yeah, you're building a foundation essentially, like
Yeah.
building up all the base. I don't know, I'm not a carpenter, the bottom bits, the stuff, and then all the other stuff can be built on it, and it's like stable. Again, I'm not a house builder,
Come
but
on, you've
you
done
know,
Lego though. Come
uh,
on, come on now. You've
all the
done.
flatsy bits on the bottom in a cube.
What's
Yeah.
that game? Tetra,
Yeah,
or yeah,
Tetris. Yeah.
Tetris, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, again, you have access to all these tools. Everybody has access to tools. I mean, we've been talking about it for a long time, and I'm always consistently telling people, the happiness line is a tool, right? So you wake up every morning. Where am I on the happiness line? Navigate that all day. That's a tool. A highlight reel. You know, again, this is where journaling comes in. This is the value of journaling. But your highlight reel, like what are the big victories? What are the moments that made me feel proud? How did I do? What did I do? How can I recreate that? The highlight reel. a powerful mantra. Hands up, chin down, no pain. I got this. I got this. Hands up, no chin down. I'm tired. I'm I'm struggling, or it's cold out. It's like I'm uncomfortable. Hands up, chin down, no pain. You've been there before. You do it again. You can, like, so there's these little tools that we keep talking about. They're, I mean, that's what they do, right? They help you build that internal peace so that you can confidently confront external chaos.
Yeah.
Wow, that was like some of the best. That was one of my best moments for as far as my just getting it out there smooth. And then and then I pooped the bed afterwards, like patting myself on the back and forehead.
Yeah, you just hit him with the
I know.
like words, a kiss to the world. There you go. And then you're like smacked it all the way. But
I know. For a moment there, I was Gandhi, and then I immediately turned into Jared the Street Bum.
you know what? You're confident enough in yourself and you have enough internal peace to say, hey, you know what? I don't always speak good, but when I speak good, I want to recognize that I've spoken good. I respect that. I respect
Exactly,
that.
exactly. But the point remains: Street Bomb or Gandhi. The point remains. It's just everybody has access to these tools. You just got to make a choice to use them. Whether it's journaling, whether it's the happiness line, whether it's the highlight reel. I mean, these are just tools that are just. But again, you have to prioritize the fact that, well, one day I'm going to have struggle, or maybe I've gone through struggle, or maybe I'm being challenged right now. Regardless, you're going to have to decide, are you going to be like a twig on the ocean where you don't have control, or are you going to ground in the one thing that you do have control of, which is you, how you process it, how you confront it with a calm sense of certainty that you're going to get through it because you've done the work, you've applied the tools consistently, or well, just wing it. Because that's what most people, I shouldn't say most people, but that's what a lot of people are doing, just wing it. Like, well, hopefully today goes well. If it doesn't, I'm hoot because I don't know how to deal with it, right? No,
Yeah.
we're giving you tools. Everybody has tools. Commit to using them, right? So that you
Mhm.
can deal with the chaos, the
And I
perceived
will
chaos.
say, yeah, like in this journey, I feel like it's easy to go down the road of like, oh, I need to buy this self-help book and I need to buy this, like, I need to buy this special thing. I need to buy this. Well, this creatine is supposed to make my brain explode and have all these different like, well, taking, like reishi mushrooms is going to do this for me. You can do all of that. And that is an option that you can do. And the things that we're talking about, like, they can be free. Like if you wanted to, you could listen to every episode of this podcast, record like every piece of information that you were like, yes, I can commit to doing this, and just do it. And that would be 100% free. This podcast will never, you will never be charged to enjoy this podcast. So there's a lot of information in this podcast that's free. Your highlight reel is free, that lives in your brain. The happiness line is free, that lives in your brain. The powerful mantra, free, lives in your brain. Journaling, you can buy like a one of the like kids, school journals for, I don't know, $5 and journal. And that's,
Dude,
yeah,
look
like
at.
it doesn't, you got a gigantic, you got a gigantic one,
I
but
know,
like,
but it's like
I like it.
it's basically a kid's kind of coloring book, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, this is like, I mean, this is a bigger one because I like to keep it on my desk, but it's basically a journal, right? A
Yeah.
journal of like, okay, what am I gonna do, or what are my plans?
Mm-hmm.
What's my process? What have I learned? Where am I falling short?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only thing that you have to, like, the only price that you have to pay to do these things is your time. You must pay in time. But, like, again, all of the tools that we're offering you can be free or like $5. All of the tools that we're offering you and anything else you can learn in this podcast. Again, we've been doing this for 6 years. The
Mm-hmm,
information's there. It is available to you. We are available to you. Make it whatever you need it to be for it to be something that you'll commit to. Don't
mm-hmm,
give yourself barriers. Don't put things in front of yourself to be like, well, maybe when I'm a smaller weight, I'll be more comfortable going to the gym, or maybe when I feel better about myself, or maybe when I'm over this. Don't give yourself any barriers. Just say, what can I do? What can I commit to? What of all this stuff am I ready to do? And that's where you start, right? Like you just have to start.
You just start where you are. And but again, the most important thing is to commit. You know what? Like life isn't going to isn't going to last forever. I'm here for a finite amount of time. Today is the day when I just decide, you know what? I'm going to make every day the best I can. Just enjoy it as much as I can. Enjoy being me as much as I can. Know that I'm a work in progress. Know that I'm constantly moving forward, and I'm going to be in to make it a habit to apply these simple tools. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to ask myself, where am I on the happiness line? I'm feeling a little bit, anxious, but why? Why? Because I'm nervous about seeing this person. Yeah, but you know what? I, they're always so grumpy, but I can smile. I can uplift them. That's going to make me feel better. It's going to make me realize my power. You know, I'm and I'm going to remember that time when I was like really on a roll, and I was like everybody was just like so, you know, so empowered by me being around me being around them. And that's what I'm going to bring to this day. That's what I'm going to bring to this person that's a little bit of a struggle, but I'm going to win them over. And because I can do that, I'm a good person. And all I got to do is follow the process, follow the steps, remember who I am, have my highlight reel like vivid in my mind, and just do the process. And at night when I come home, I can get my little piece of paper. It could be a notebook, it could be scraps of paper that I gathered together and taped together. It could be anything. It could be like the back of a cardboard box because I don't have any, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to reflect on it. I'm going to say what worked, what didn't, how can I get better tomorrow, and pat myself on the back for all the victories, and then just keep remembering. Okay, just one time when I was like when I felt really on top of my game. When was that? When was it? Keep thinking about those times. Like remember, wow, I can really do this when I set my mind to it. Today is the day I set my mind to it. Tomorrow too, and the next day after that until it becomes habitual.
Yeah.
That's the process. That's the process.
There you go, folks. It's all laid out. I mean,
and
that's the
and,
process.
and I just want to say, I just everybody, go to the Everyday Guy website. There's so many things there. We're guiding people. We're leading you to different things. There's options. You don't have to buy anything, but just go there and just get some insights. Again, all the podcasts are there. We have tools. We have tips. We have the online courses. You can book a free conversation with me. Um, just there's so many ways to connect, and there's so many ways to just trigger that positive momentum, but you have to make that choice, and you have to take a step. And so I say take the step of going to the Everyday Guy website and taking a look and just seeing if there's something there that kind of triggers something positive with you.
Yeah.
At the very least, just make a commitment that one way or another, whether it's Everyday Guy, the Everyday Guy Journal, the program, the courses, Ben Smith, Willow, whatever, one way or another, whatever resonates with me, I'm making a commitment. I'm taking control of my happiness. I'm taking control of my self assurance, so that in the midst of chaos, no matter what goes on in the world, I'm going to be solid. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be a resource to my friends and my family. And I'm going to be the one that's so solid I can uplift everybody who's struggling, so that when my life does end, I can say, wow, what a journey. So great to be me. All the life I lived, all the people I impacted, I left a legacy of love, compassion, joy, and peace with so many people. Good life.
Yeah. That's the goal. I think that's the epitome, right? I mean, that sounds I don't think anybody can be listening to that and be like, wow, that sounds horrible. I don't want that. You know? Like
That's
I
a
think,
universal desire for everybody on the planet,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
To be able to look back at your life and sorry, all I could think about is Gangster's Paradise. I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. And I've been and it's so long that yeah, no, we don't want a Gangster's Paradise life. We want a life that we look back and say, it may not have been perfect, but it was mine and I liked it and it was good, you know? Um, so yeah, I think starting at the Everyday Guy website is a great start. We do have a lot of resources for you there. We've got all sorts of tools and programs. The journal's coming out very, very soon. So
Got the
that's
clothing, we
every
got the merch, the wearable mantra, hands up, chin down, no pain, so that you always can, if you want to, walk around with a reminder that you know what, you got this. You got this.
yeah, we do have some funky merch designs, which hopefully I will get my father in a couple of those very soon. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff over at everydayguy.life, which you can check us out over there. You can email us at lovinggoliath@gmail.com if you have anything you want us to cover or you need a bit of extra support, you just want us to talk about something specific. You can find us on social media. We are on Instagram as Everyday Guy IG. We're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. You really cannot be free of us. The only place you're free of us is like Twitter, maybe. There's gonna be like a group of refugees like hiding on Twitter, like no, no more mantras, no more mantras. um,
Exactly.
but yeah, I mean that's us. That's your those are your tools. That's your mission. Find something that you latched onto in this and commit to it. Commit to yourself and start there and just keep building.
Yeah, build that create I'm just looking over my notes here. Create that internal peace so you can confront external chaos. Grounded, peaceful.
I like it.
I
It's a
like
good
it
way to
too.
sign off. Yeah,
I
very
like it too.
concise. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I think everybody should be like the little slug in that commercial. I forget what the commercial is, but he's like, today is my day. I feel like I'm really rolling. Have you seen that commercial, the slug? The
No.
slug. Oh, it's the best. I forget
Oh my
what
God.
they're advertising, but it's like a little slug. He's like, I feel like I'm really going today. I feel like I'm really ready to take on the world. He's just a slug, just moving along.
I like it.
Oh yeah, they've got a couple of them now. They're the best. But anyways, yeah,
That's so
be a
cute.
slug.
Be a slug.
Be the slug that's taking on the world.
That's our sign off. Be the slug. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.